Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets, joined once again by James Rink, Super Soldier Talk. He's got a conference coming up. We're going to be talking about that. But James, it's great to have you back again. All the stuff you've been doing over the years, you have been one of the biggest reveals for super soldiers of anyone out there. The guests you've had on, the stuff you've talked about has been absolutely fantastic. It's helped a lot of people wake up to this, the super soldier, thing that's been going on for a long time. So you had some interesting things that have come through for you. Just give us a little, update, what you've been up to, and then we'll jump in.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Michael, for allowing me to come on here. Okay, so my name is James Rink, and of course, I work with the Super Soldier Talk podcast. I have also a 501c3 called Healing Soul Survivors, and that one is sponsoring the conference that's coming up. And so the conference is called the Super Soldier Activation Conference. So what I wanted to do is to create a platform to help people that served in the secret space program, super soldiers, or people that served off-world could come together and share their experiences, and also provide the healing as well, because that's a big thing as well. Now, I've been doing this since 2010, and over this time, I've learned that many people in this community are extremely damaged, and they're not really getting the help. For starters, after your first 20 back, you're supposed to get paid. You're not supposed to pay any sales tax, income tax, no property tax. You're supposed to keep track of all that. You're also supposed to get about $50,000 a year for every year of service after your first 20 years. So I've served for 330 years. Now, most people in the SSP have served more than 120 and back. That's probably you, Michael.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas how many years you served out there?
Yeah, I still feel I'm out there in a couple different capacities. So they basically, twin me and clone me and whatever. So I'm out there in the secret space program. I've been out there for a long time. I don't know if I do 20 and backs, but I know that I'm still out there. I've been out there since I was a little boy. And then there's undersea stuff that I'm involved with as well. Undersea bases, massive, just super high tech undersea bases. I think that the military does know about a lot of these. They know to not talk about them. But it's kind of like a hands off. The super soldier programs don't interact here on Earth at all. And that's why a lot of people just don't understand, and they don't have any interaction with super soldiers, so they don't believe in it. But a lot of us have been talking about it for so long. I think people are starting to wake up to it. There's got to be something there. And then other people, there's millions of people who have been involved in this. Some people are starting to wake up to it. And that's because of, shows like yourself. People see these shows and they're like, that's the way it was for me. I started waking up and I was like, I've had these memories. And then I started to, piece everything together. So that's the brilliance of, doing shows like this. It really helps people to wake up and see that there's something much, much bigger than what we have going on here in this controlled atmosphere of Earth that we have going on.
Oh, yeah. So, this is something that I talk about on my channel. It might be maybe too much for your people, but, when I had my self-awakening experience, there was some extraterrestrials that visited me, and then they kept visiting me, and then they kept visiting me. So I got to the point where I get abducted almost on a daily basis. So that's why I have this little mark here. I didn't bang my head, but so I apologize for that. I couldn't really cover it up, but I get prong marks. I get the scoop marks, get the laser marks and all that. So yeah, many of us are being actively picked up, taken, used in these programs. For me, they just need more clones. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, are you familiar with this facility called the Jackson's facility?
What is it called?
The Jackson's facility.
No, I don't think so.
What I'm aware of, it's about 50 miles due east of Jacksonville, Florida. It's out in the bottom of the ocean, so it's where they do the Project Seagate. Anyway, well, no. Okay, so yes. Do you want to maybe play a video? How about we do the shorter video with the promo? Can you pull that up?
Yeah. So the light ahead Mondello.
No, not that one. The other one.
The other one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I get to watch this first time with everybody else.
I served on the space station of Mimas as a liaison for the Earth Embassy.
It's a little echoey. Maybe you have to share the audio too.
Rebecca Rose, Psychic Super Soldier, Moon, Mars, Kuiper Belt, and beyond.
Namaste.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
There's an option to share the audio as well, because what it's doing, your microphone is recording what's coming out of your speakers.
Okay.
Do you know how to do that?
No. Where's that at?
Okay, how about I share? You want me to share?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it'll work better with me. Okay, give me a moment. Let's pull this up.
No worries.
Okay, hold on a second. I just had. I have like 100 different tabs open. Okay, so I'm gonna click on share video file. Okay, let's do that, and then we'll come over here, and it should be right here. There we go.
I served on the space station of Mimas as a liaison for the Earth Embassy, working with many alien races.
Rebecca Rose, Psychic Super Soldier, Moon, Mars, Kuiper Belt, and beyond.
Namaste. I'm Yana Prakash. I am a multidimensional healer, work directly with the Drama Council, and infinite creation through the oneness with all that it is.
We know if you won't tell them the truth, then we will. We are inviting all listeners to join us this October 8th to the 12th in Orlando, Florida at the Super Soldier Activation Conference, sponsored by the Super Soldier Talk podcast and Healing Soul Survivors 501c3. This grassroots conference seeks to activate your abilities and recover your soul memories. Reserve your spot now at supersoldiercon.com to support survivors of the secret space program, including those impacted by MILABS, military abductions linked to MK Ultra, Monarch, and Montauk programming. Par ardua ad astra. Okay, enough of that. There you
Fantastic.
go. So yeah, so go buy your tickets. The website is supersoldiercon.com, and we're expecting about 500 people to show up. I do have a few more VIP. Uh-oh, there it goes. Okay, I do have a few more VIPs. So the VIPs will give you meals. You can, and you also have front rows seating. There's general admission. It'll give you access also to some of the VIPs. You'll get one dinner. And then we have some vendor options and some explorer passes. So we have opportunities for everybody to show up. We want you all to join us, and don't let money be a barrier. You can also do a live stream. We have a live stream ticket as well. So yeah, we're going to, maybe I could share the flyer. Maybe how about I do that next?
Yeah, sounds good. And I have in the description box that links so people can go in there and check that out.
Okay, great. So this is just some of the people. There are some people we couldn't fit on the flyer here. I'll have to get another flyer made, but yeah, you might be aware of Miles Johnston with the Bases series. So he's out of the UK. He's been doing this longer than I have. So he features people that had experiences in MILAB phenomenon. Again, that's military abductions and the other side of the pond. So Michael O. Sedona worked for a military contractor on a classified laser weapon system that was used in Star Wars. He also had a huge download of information from extraterrestrials, so he can answer any question you have. And he thinks I don't want to say it. It's okay. Let's get okay. The next one is Rebecca Rose. So you saw her in the video earlier. Rebecca Rose was in the Mars Defense Force, and I think you too were in the Mars Defense Force, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. MDF, also MCC, Mars Colony Corporation, Off-World, Nachtwaffen, and she probably served in Solar Warden. I'm not sure though. I'm not looking at the bio in front of me, but Chris O'Connor was in the United Nations Secret Space Program. He was a intergalactic, they call it the Intergalactic League of Nations. So that one, there's a space station over Saturn where he was stationed. And his job was, and I actually had somebody even tell me that he, after the end of your service, you're debriefed, meaning you're blank slated. So he was one of the ones who was doing that. So he also has memories of how to deprogram and also how to build a med bed. So
Oh, wow.
really he's got this DEEMS device. Yeah. So it's like a magnet. It creates this magnetic scalar field, and it can take away pain out of the body. So you probably aware of Mike Barra. He's probably been on the show, your channel, a couple of times, right? Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Barra. So he's written multiple books about NASA, the secret space program. So we're excited to see Mike Barra at the event, and shout out to Mike for all the great work he's doing with his Gentel. So, okay, Ashton, he's someone that's really just kind of, he's really just on my channel. I don't know if he's going outside my network, but Ashton served in Nachtwaffen Regier. The NWR was, that's the Solar Warden division of Nachtwaffen. So, of course, Solar Warden was the U.S. Navy's secret space program. So there's treaties, agreements to work with each other, when it seems feasible, So he has full recall of his memories and experiences. So I'm really excited to hear from Ashton and get to meet him the first time. So Laura Worley, she was a monarch for different presidents, and she's an MK Ultra author. She's written multiple books, and we're all excited to see Laura at the event. So you're probably aware of the maps that I got to be careful what I say, right? So the maps that Dylan Monroe has put together.
Oh yeah, love his work. Great
right,
stuff.
So the deep state mapping. So that one, you can go check out his website. He is heavily shadow banned, and let's probably go check out his artwork. He's an extremely talented guy, and I've known him for probably like 10 years. So, all right. So do you know Noel Benoit, Michael? No? Okay.
No.
So Noel was, he wrote a book with Ted Gunderson. So that was the FBI agent, talked about the, let's just say, more savory activities of the federal government. But so Noah would have been number 13 of MJ12. He was invited to join, but he said MJ12, maybe it started off good. We know like Forrestal, he wanted disclosure. There was a couple of them that wanted some to tell the public the truth, but now it's like they're a bunch of Satanists, basically. Super smart Satanists. So anyway, Noel turned him down, and that's where we got the whole idea of the Sith Lord and the apprentice, because you have to have one apprentice. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so MJ12 runs pretty much the whole cabal here on planet Earth, or the shadow government. Okay, so Donna McGrath, she is a psychic healer and a medical intuitive, and she's written some books. She works with the JFK Jr. Administration, so we're all excited to have her on our team. Mary Beaver, she was in the U.S. Army's secret space program. She has full recall. Her father was in Majestic, and he worked at the Groom Lake facility. So she is writing a book about many different types of extraterrestrials that are visiting us in the here and now. So we're all excited to see Mary Beaver there. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So many of you are probably aware of Oksana Buchanan. She is a psychic medium. I've known her for years. We've actually worked together in some of the aquatic super soldier programs. So that's why I was talking about the Jackson facility earlier. So Oksana is a medium seer. She can channel, and she's also had a lot of SSP experiences. She's got her own YouTube channel. So everybody go to the website Super Soldier Con, and you can learn. Click on all these speakers and learn more. Okay, let's go to Julia. So Julia is a remote viewer based out of Southern California, and she's extremely talented, and she's going to be doing a presentation on some of her remote viewing targets on the Secret Space program. So we're all excited to have her part of our team. Alondra Markman, he is a Montauk survivor, and he has a meditation group where he does these weekly meetings, and he helps bring a lot of healing. So Alondra is going to be sharing some of his experiences and also how to heal from the trauma. Dr. Johnny Delirious, he's probably someone, I think a lot of these people should come on your show, Michael. Yeah. But Dr. Johnny Delirious, he was a doctor out of Texas, right? So back in the mid 80s, he was heavily addicted to coke, and he overdosed, and he got picked up by these graves, and he has full recall of this whole MILAB, where I guess they all thought maybe they put him back. Nobody would believe him, right? But I tend to believe people like this. So he has detail, but there were German personnel, American personnel on board this craft, these graves. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Sherry Diviban, she is putting together a school for starseed children. She's also an intuitive, and she's going to be sharing some of what she sees in the future. And we're excited to have her on our team as well. Christy Campbell, she is a starseed. She's intuitive. She's been in the Monarch program, and I've actually had some experiences with her so we can collaborate. But she is working on a book. She gets downloads of like these symbols and from the mantis beings and other star systems. So we're all really looking forward to meeting her as well. So Kusal Uch, he's Cambodian. He Cambodian American, but he had an experience. He's actually in Cambodia right now. So okay, I finally came to me, Angkor Wat, right? The temple there in Cambodia. So he had an experience where his consciousness projected into the future, and he talked to this AI from 4 million years in the future, give or take 4 million or 2 years. But he has all this download of details, and he's also a amazing seer. But he's got a lot of personality. For anybody out there who might know Kusal, that's all I'll say about him.
Yeah, you've done a lot of shows with him. He's a pretty interesting guy.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you some stuff, but I don't want you to get banned. So, okay. Yeah, so Tina Nomad, she is based in Ireland, and she's a subconscious biohacker. She can go into your mind, and if you got any issues with health, prosperity, she works with billionaires, millionaires, sports, NFL sports players, all over the world. She can. We're super excited to see her there. Okay, so we have Yana Prakash. Yana, his real name is Marcus. That's what I know him as, but that he can communicate with the galactics, and he can do these downloads, these toning sessions, which for me have been very beneficial. So this may be his first public appearance, but we're all excited to see him there. Dr. John Stammy is he's putting together a book about the secret space program. He puts conferences on here in the Southeast U.S., and he also is he's the founder of the Myrtle Beach Myrtle Beast Bigfoot Festival, and he's putting on. I just went to the World UFO conference that was in northern Georgia, and so. All right, so we also have Veronica and Patricia. They are the oh gosh, I should know this. Forgive me, Patricia and Veronica. They're the psychic chicks. I know, no, they're the chicks or something. Oh my gosh, but they're a great psychic team. Both of them had MILAB experiences. And they're also psychic intuitives. They had NDEs, and they can do intuitive healing, because that's what I wanted at my event, was to have a lot of healing. So
that's great.
Yeah, so the psychic chicks, I did get that right. Okay, I had to double check the notes. Okay, there's other people too, but let's go ahead. Oh, we also have Misty Dawn at the top left. She's bringing in this a Tesla coil, a 300-pound Tesla coil, and she does healing sessions in northern Florida. So she's coming. She's also going to sing for us. So we're all looking forward to that. Okay, maybe I could. How about we play the? You want to play the song next, and then we can, maybe I'll go over the website. How about we do that? Or how about I play the song? Or do you have some questions?
Yeah, no questions so far. So I know you're gonna, have a lot of topics, and you mentioned some of them here, and you mentioned some of them while you were talking about all the people that are going to be there: UFO sightings, secret space program disclosures, super soldiers, MILABS, like you talked about, MK Ultra, Monarch, special access program, psychic healing, quantum healing, lots of, and then you're going to have nightly events. I love those nightly events; they're great, and the food, all the stuff is great.
That's why you need to get the VIP food package. You'll have all the dinners, the lunches, breakfasts, and you'll be able to eat with the speakers, volunteers too, if you want to. We like our volunteers as well, and other VIP ticket holders. So we're having a different party every night. We're going to do like a disco party, and there's a Halloween party. It's going to be very kosher. We're not doing anything scary. Some people say they don't want scary Halloween stuff. So there's going to be a party every night for the 4 nights. Again, it's a 4-night conference, but on the Wednesday, there's a meet and greet. We're going to do this soulmate dating. So that'll be kind of interesting on the Wednesday. So you should show up from Wednesday afternoon, and it goes from Wednesday all the way till Sunday evening. And then we're going to go to Universal on Monday. So I'm working on trying to get a bunch of discounted tickets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, the venue is like right next to it, right?
Street. Yeah, we're across the street from the Universal Water Park. There's a shuttle that goes.
Perfect.
And we'll figure it all out on the Monday. So you should stay 6 nights, plan for 6 nights. And yeah. So
yeah, I'm kind of bummed I moved this. I would have loved to have, been there.
I know. Well, maybe one of your rich listeners could donate a ton of money. Say, James, get Michael there. We do need some sponsors. If you want to sponsor us, we have a sponsorship package. Of course, you could just vend as well. The vending option is probably the best deal, because we have a bunch of tickets that you'll get with that as well. We want you to promote it to your friends and let everybody know that this is going to be an amazing event. So, all right. Any questions? Okay.
So, that's what's nice about events, because you do, and it goes, a great guest, and we other great guests.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Day.
Is anybody else hearing that? Michael? I'm pretty sure, I spend $90, almost $100 a month on my internet, so I don't think it's me.
Yeah, sometimes if I get a little
there he goes.
Stuff going on, then I'll just shift to Starlink or something. So I think that's what we had, some interference going on. I just jump to another platform. So we're on another platform. We should be good at this point, hopefully.
Great. Well, it was during the Clinton administration. It was billions of dollars was approved for high-speed broadband access all across the United States. And of course, there was no, there was no strings attached, right? You could just, the money was spent on building out a bunch of cell phone towers instead. So that's why I sometimes joke on my show, we have the best government money can buy. You know what? I've got this report. How about we do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay. All right. So the last couple of times I've been on Michael's show, I've always provided a report about some of the things that we see happening.
Reveal.
Yeah, reveal. So this time, it's like I work with a team of different remote viewers, and we looked into the future 20 years and in the astral realm, right? So we talked to Nikola Tesla's higher self. So this is the message: 20 years in our future. Okay. All right. So in the future, everything will be computerized, utilizing quantum physics, quantum mechanics. There will be no more negative AI that is compromised like it is here. In the future, there will be no need for satellites, as we will rely on quantum tunneling, frequencies, and numbers. These newer computers will be monitored by extraterrestrial and galactic Federation forces. These quantum computers will render all governmental processes obsolete. If you choose to resist the changes, you will become obsolete and unimportant. So that's how we evolve. We just, the current systems in place become obsolete. These negative forces will no longer withhold the progress of our future. In the future, healthcare will be revolutionized. Imagine technologies like med beds, frequencies, and quantum mechanics, quantum healing. These med beds are expected to be rolled out by next year. Of course, we've all been hearing that, right? So the timelines. I said, well, let's find the closest timeline. So I think we'll see, right? These med beds are expected to be rolled out next year. However, regressive forces such as negatively aligned reptilian forces are currently blocking their implementation. And I want to emphasize there are positive reptilian forces out there, okay? Okay. So these adversarial forces will dissolve over time under the influence of higher frequencies entering our planet. Once death becomes obsolete, humanity will reach outward, exploring the stars, which will ensure there is a place for everyone. Though our world has been compromised by controlling powers, we will reclaim what is rightfully ours. The 3 Atlas thing that Tracy sent me refers to the Lionsgate portal. This allows higher beings to enter and cleanse our planet. So as you know, we are in the Lionsgate portal right now, July 28th to August 12th. So they will remove these negative entities and enable humanity to prosper beyond their influence. So those who choose not to ascend will phase out this reality and be quarantined on a duplicate Earth that serves as a prison planet. In the future, the monetary system will be transformed. Everything will be rightfully belong to us. The supply of money will be managed by a positive AI. Yes, cryptocurrencies will soar in value, but money and cryptos will eventually become obsolete. The environment in the future will be more peaceful. It will feel like heaven on earth. But heaven isn't a place. It's a state of mind and a state of inner peace. Seek the Savior within yourself rather than outside in the world. Many cabal-run corporations will be unexpectedly dismantled and swept away, as though the rug will be pulled beneath them without even warning. They will not be given a heads up. In their place, replicator technologies will emerge. Then humanity will rapidly dismantle our toxic infrastructure and replace it with something better. Humanity's contract with oppression and scarcity is reaching its end. Yes, secret space program veterans will get their access to the records. They'll get healing. Lastly, education will be much more advanced, featuring technology-based downloads rather than relying on brute calculation. Children will be taught the truth and also our star families. So that's what I got right now. But thank you.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Definitely along the lines of what I see as well. So it's moving that direction. When it comes, remains to be seen. I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, probably in the next couple of years or so. Maybe a little solar flash, take out that negative AI, and then we'll start to move in the right direction very quickly. So what do you think about that supposed comet? They call it 3I/Atlas. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So I don't have any intel on that, but what I do know is the some of these asteroids are they're solar warden ships that have been covered up with a giant meteorite. So They have world engines built on some of these structures, so don't be surprised if they start moving around. Yeah, but so as far as like an asteroid, I don't have any intel on that one, but I guess we're both going to find out soon enough, right? Okay.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's intelligent life inside of it. They don't mean us harm, but I think they're gonna. I think the bad guys have known this is coming for a long time, and the good guys. So the bad guys are going to try and do their fake alien invasion and blame it on these guys, because they're basically just coming to help us evolve. They're going to be in the background. They're not getting involved in, like, taking out the deep state or anything like that. They're just here to monitor us as we go into our ascension.
Yeah, I don't, I know some people talk about the false flag alien invasion. So I personally think that timeline has dissolved. Part of it has to do with the fact that humanity itself are becoming more positive. So we have to be more than 50% negatively aligned for these plans to stick. So we passed that back in 2020. So I think, years ago, I did a session with my, her name was Sue Mountain. She just recently died. She was on my board of director of my nonprofit. We looked into the future, and what she saw was that a giant city ship would come down, levitate over the water, and it's going to be empty, right? So you'll have an empty city ship with med beds and all sorts of advanced technology, and the cabal or the governments or whatever are not going to be able to say, well, they can't cover it up. They can't, they'll try to bomb it, right? They can't even do that. So anybody could go on board and get healed. So, I like that ending, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. So,
yeah, I mean, these technologies are in the wings, so they're ready to come forward. We just have to reach, like you're talking about, a higher percentage of humanity that is no longer aligned with the dark side. So a lot of people are like, I'm not aligned with the dark side. Well, don't realize you are.
They're asleep, though. Michael,
yeah, exactly.
It's like everybody's brain dead, so you're part of Satan's minions. I know you say, well, I follow the Bible, I do this, but you're not educating yourself about the truth, right? Unfortunately, I was taken out of the Bible. The most greatest law is to learn as much knowledge as you can so that you can fulfill the law. So most people don't, I guess we know the truth will set you free, right? But most people are not learning the truth. They're like saying, well, there's only this truth, but not this. But who says you're not supposed to learn this or that? Because they're only doing so because they want to control you. So, but anyway, well, that's why we're here, right? We're going to educate.
Yeah, there's a lot of polarization. People believe this is human nature. It's not knocking people, really. It's just, you and I and a lot of people that are watching are very open-minded. I'm not stuck on any one thing. If something comes along that, informs me in a certain direction opposite to where I've been going, I can up and change direction in a heartbeat. Most people can't. They get stuck, and they want to believe what they've worked their whole lives to learn, and it can't be wrong. No matter how much information, proves that it is, people are stuck. It's just frustrating, but it is what it is.
Right. So we're going to just work with what we have. And I think a lot of people are going to they're going to have a wake up call pretty soon. They
pretty
can't
hard one, yeah.
Sleep for this much longer. But think of it like as a child just growing up, right? So they need bigger shoes, right? So I think we'll all evolve, we'll all adjust, and we'll get through this together for sure.
I like that analogy, because I see a lot of people that still wearing their baby shoes, and they're they've grown up, but they're still wearing baby shoes, and they still act like babies, really, mentally. So yeah, it's obvious, but if you don't have an open mind about everything, it's not saying that what we're talking about is right either. We are informed as best we can, and we have very open minds. We have a lot of people on our shows that basically inform us in different ways. We piece it all together. We come up some pretty good, ideas of what's going on for real. There's been people involved in, these programs, MILABS, all these, Monarch. It's been revealed. These aren't like, flying fly by night, ideas. There's the governments and a lot of these have already admitted that they exist, and people have revealed them. But yet people still don't want to believe them, and there's still a disinformation that no, that's not real. It's like no, we're not even going to go back to like it's not real. It's already been proven it's real. So stop. But people are still trapped in that. It's crazy.
Right. Well, we could. I've got a PowerPoint I could share. We could go over to some of the different planetary corporations.
That's always fascinating.
Okay, so let me pull this up here. We'll start with Solar Warden, but there's a lot more going on out there. I could just share my screen. Maybe that would work if I just click on this PowerPoint. Okay, let's try that. Go ahead. Accept it. There we go. Okay, great. All right, so this is part of my presentation. I'm not going to go too much in the early history, but Sonora Aerospace Club, going back into Project Winter Haven with the Dyson family, right, and T-Townsend Brown, and we also have Nikola Tesla, and all that was brought into the Navy's secret space program. It was renamed Solar Warden in 1980. So let's go on here under Star Wars Initiative. All right. Okay, John Leaham. So he was the Secretary of the Navy at the time. He's the one that helped make it official branch of the U.S. Navy. So we know about William Tompkins. William Tompkins discussed how they went to we would go into different military bases in Nazi Germany, and they found extremely advanced technology, round crafts, triangular, rectangular shaped craft, and they were way more advanced than us. And what they basically did in Nazi Germany is they said, don't look at any mathematics, don't look at anything, just to come up with something totally new. And that's when they had their own. They started their breakaway, right? So let's go on here. That technology is brought back to the U.S. under paperclip. So we know about Gary McKinnon, right? So of course he got off. They said he was Asperger, right? So thankfully, because the U.S. was trying to expedite him to the U.S. and put him in a military prison, right? But he was a British UK hacker. And he found that back in the early, 2002, he would go into hack into NASA, and then he would look for photos, right? And he found these photos of different non-terrestrial officers, ships, naval ships that weren't in any naval register, right? And so, but he didn't take any screenshots. So I think that probably maybe he did. He just didn't tell us. Michael, I don't know. It'd be interesting to talk to Gary. Where are those pictures? But anyway, so okay, let's go on. All right, so my guy Jimmy Payne, he was 8 years old at the time when he was standing at the edge of the crater with what he called Sweetie, his gray friend. So he was taken onto the moon. He said that there's parasites in the soil that you have to get chemotherapy to remove them. So, we can talk about traveling the stars as much as we want, but I think, here on planet Earth, it's actually pretty nice. I really think, minus the mosquitoes and the black widow spider, anyway, all that. But okay. So yeah. So we have when NASA went to the moon on there, that was the Apollo 11 mission, right? They found these different solar warden craft. And so in the 1970s, it was not solar, it was called United States Space Command. I'm pretty sure that was what, but that one was operating out of the Wasatch Mountains of Utah. So they built giant motherships underground, and they can transport them. Don't ask me how. No, I can't answer that question, but I know that I've met people that worked on building up a space station, right? They build all these parts. They don't know where they go, right? So they bring the parts up. So, okay, let's go on. So this one, I don't own the copyright on this one, so I can't really tell you much, but you can see what is it that cost it cost $12 billion to build a U.S. aircraft carrier, right? And then it cost $24 billion to build the Solar Warden crafts. So essentially, it's just a submarine, and they put a world engine on it, and it can it's pressurized for space travel. Okay, there's a lot going on out there in the Europa Station. Of course, Mars has the Victoria Crater Base, Ares Prima, New Warburg. And the Ganymede has a Kruger base. Of course, we know about Lunar Operations Command on the moon. Enceladus, am I saying that right? Enceladus, the moon of Saturn, has a facility. So there's a lot going on even in this solar system. So Solar Warden was split up into two different groups, Radiant Guardian and Radiant Glory. So this took place in the 1990s. So we have the where was it, the asteroid belt here, right between Mars and Jupiter. So that's the division line. So Radiant Glory is the one closest to the sun, and the Radiant Guardian is the one that goes all the way out to the Oort cloud. Okay, so we know about the Federation, right? So if the Federation is watching this, I should say, well, anyway, we love you too. But they have been trading with the secret space program. They've been benefiting from human trafficking, from planet Earth being a slave planet. They benefit from it. So you could say they're a positive group, but if you're participating in the trafficking, I guess anyway. So that's my issue with them. But okay, let's go on here.
So when Trump started the Space Force, was that like a turning point for the basically the good guys getting the upper hand?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. So the Air Force Space Command was just renamed Space Force. So there is on the moon a group of corporations called the ICC. The Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate meet on the moon under the Triumvirative. So this particular group, Monarch, Umbrella Corporation, Solar Warden, we have, of course, Nachtwaffen, different Krugers there, and, of course, Space Force. There's like 11, 12 different groups that get together and decide who's going to run the secret space program, right? So Space Force is on the the veto, that's the veto vote over the council now. So, okay. Let's go to the next one. We got certainly the facilities are being built out on Mars, also on the moon. About a third of the personnel of the Antarctic Germans, the New Schwablanders, died building out these facilities. So that's why we had issue with needing personnel off-world, taking Americans, put them in German programs to build out these bases. So, all right. I want to go through all this. It's just a lot here, but let's just move on. Okay, so 91, the Cabal. So we know the Germans started off with the secret space program, right? They're building out the facilities on Mars and the moon and other planets series as well. So the Cabal wanted to have access to the moon base. So in 1991, a treaty was made, and then they created a group called IDARF. So IDARF stands for the Interplanetary Defense and Reaction Forces. Their job is to go to foreign world, alien worlds, and to implement the Cabal system with the eye of the pyramid, the whole Cabal family central banks. So yeah, we got a lot to clean up once we clean up this planet. Okay, so we know about the Alliance. The Alliance exists more so in our future then and then on the present and the past. It does exist now. They haven't made their move yet, right? Because we'll be liberated. This planet will be liberated. So what is the timeline? We're looking more like 2050 when Space Force renames itself the Space Alliance, and then another 100 years after that, it's Earth Space Alliance, because the Space Alliance becomes like this. It's like the Federation kind of. So it's a federation of human worlds working together. But okay, so we're gonna just move on. I don't want to go through Black Goo and all that. Okay, you might have heard about something called the Earth Alliance or the Earth Defense Force. So the Earth Alliance reports to the Alliance, and the Earth Defense Force reports to the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate. Okay. We've already gone through some of this. We'll just
So how long do you believe the Alliance has been around?
So
they're the positive secret Space Force. So how long?
Okay. Johann Fritz said that there was a schism within Nachtwaffen. So in Nachtwaffen, if you want to be an officer, first of all, you got to be German ancestry, right? So that helps. You also have to take Black Goo. So Black Goo will increase your IQ. So typically, once you get off planet Earth, you're going to be going through a density chamber. You're going to be at a higher density anyway. Your IQ is going to go up to about 200. So, but a lot of extraterrestrials, their IQ are around 500 or 1,000 or even higher. So we're just dummies out there, right? Mm-hmm. So the Black Goo will increase your IQ, double 200, make it around 200 or 500 IQ. And then you can negotiate with extraterrestrials. But you'll lose your heart center. So yes, you'll be smart, but you'll lose your connection to source. So
people are opting out of that, like people didn't do the vaccination.
Are we allowed to say that now, Michael?
I've said it quite a bit on my channel.
Really? We can't get away with saying that? Oh my God. I was told YouTube was going to be bought out by a rich billionaire. It's not going to be Elon Musk, but it'll be another. So eventually the people at top are going to be, we'll just leave it at that. So you were asking about the Alliance. A third of Nachtwaffen will split off and create the Alliance.
Right.
When that happens, I mean, I'm not really quite sure. I was told that back to it's supposed to happen around 2020, but maybe it had.
I think it was a long time before that.
You think so?
Well, I remember as a little kid being involved in it. So that's
really the schism that broke off.
Yeah,
because
so that's about 60 years.
Well, Nachtwaffen has been around for 5,000 years. It was originally started by a group of cyborgs, and they're trying to make we're going to call it the Dark Fleet, right? We're going to make it more scary than it actually is. But so yeah, they're all like heavily infected with AI. So yeah, that will be the beginning of the Alliance, and of course, different Solar Warden ships will flip. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, great. So we know about Vanessa Kirby. She is the actress Vanessa Kirby. She's the clone of Heather Shaw, the head of Shaw House. And just recently I was looking at this video on Facebook. This guy, he said he had he astral traveled to hell, right? And he said he went through the tower, the city of London, under the Tower Bridge. He went into the earth, and that's where the devil was, right? But the Shaw House is located in a pocket reality just outside of our dimension in London, below the Tower Bridge, and many houses on the street level are entrances. They look like a normal house, but so she is her soul. She is the Sumerian goddess of the underworld, Rishigal. Okay, let's go on. We already went over this. We know about, many of you don't know about Monarch. I talked to one of Phil Schneider's relatives, and what they told me is that Monarch made a deal with the Continental Army. So they helped us win the Revolutionary War. In exchange, we gave them a treaty by allowing them to continue to exist here. They have a facility. It's located underneath Toronto. It stretches underneath the Great Lakes. I said, isn't Lake Cleveland? It goes out into Ohio and all over the place, 100 miles. So from there, they do a lot of mind control experiments, and it's headed by Paul Serene. His clone is the actor Kevin Spacey. Okay.
So is that the Finger Lakes area?
Well, that's more like New York. You know what? That's a really good question. Oh, but that would be more Umbrella. No. It's in near Pittsburgh area. That's the Umbrella facility. So I know
Umbrella
Lake
Academy.
Raccoon State Park. That's where we got the Raccoon City from. So there were a bunch of raccoons in this underground base, and that's why they anyway. But so I know Umbrella, they got a facility right there, but I don't know about the Finger Lakes. Maybe somebody in the audience might have some intel.
Yeah, they said somebody said it's upstate New York.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Biden, Hunter Biden, has that tattooed on his back. So I just wonder if there was some kind of
there's probably like a cloning facility. I'm guessing.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have the actress Cara Sandman. So, Cara Delevingne, and so Mobius is led by Cara Sandman. Sorry, got that mixed up. But Mobius is a planetary corporation that works with time travel experiments. If you ever go on to like the weird science blogs and you find like reports of weird weather patterns or something that doesn't make any sense, it's outside of time, right? That's usually Mobius is playing around with the time travel experiments, and they trade with Monarch, and they're pretty bad. So, okay. So Kruger was founded by Gabriel Kruger. Gabriel Kruger, don't quote me on this. I think he was born around the 1820s and the 1850s. Remember, well, I guess you don't know because you haven't listened to the whole presentation. The Prussians in the 1850s got a hold of, made a deal with the Tall Whites, and they got access to the Stargate technology. So they've been trading. So the Germans settled Mars in the 1850s, and then with time travel, it kind of played around, messed all that up too. But so Kruger was from another timeline where the Germans won World War II. Okay, so Kruger Mercenary Corps is a Nazi military contractor, and they have facilities in our timeline on the moon. And there's these German posters on the wall, can you see that German font, right? Join the forces. Of course, I couldn't even say it in German, but so Kruger is considered more positive than these other groups, but Kruger's for Kruger, and if they're listening right now, say, well, like I said, everybody's got their own their purpose, right? So and I have a clone that works at Kruger. Anyway, Umbrella Corporation, we've talked about
tell us a little bit about the clones. So the clones, my understanding, the clones in space are a lot more advanced. So the ones here are just like, second generational type stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
It all depends on what they need you for, right? Mm-hmm. So my focus is on the super soldier. So the super soldier niche, okay, once you go off world, everything is under martial law. It's a military government. Okay, so under military government, you're going to need a lot of security. Unfortunately, you're going to need a super soldier. Unfortunately, depending, who needs a super soldier. So I would say about maybe a third of personnel on a planet like that would be security alone. So
yeah,
so those type of clones will be enhanced with the programmable matter. It could have the bones with the pre-metal coming from the rings of Saturn. It's as strong as diamonds, but the body doesn't reject it.
Wow.
You can do enhanced strength, so that super soldier could punch through a concrete wall. They could crush a skull. They could walk in outer space and not need a breathing apparatus. So it all depends. Now, some clones would need to be like scientist personnel. Certainly, I know some people did do that in that capacity. So they would have their they would be enhanced. Their cognitive functioning would be enhanced. But then some people would just be, unfortunately, a cyborg, right? So
Yeah.
they would take out their higher functioning forces of the brain, and then cut off some of their arms, and they could put appendages on. So yeah, it all depends. I would say every different planetary corporation has their different needs or purposes. So yeah, the answer would be yes. Michael.
Fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Great answers. Good.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. So and all that small text says basically is that Umbrella's head by Richard Bay. His clone in this reality is the actor Tom Cruise. And his job, of course, is securing a drug that rhymes with a popular Google browser for the Church of Scientology, right? But he also, in this, and for Umbrella. So Umbrella, again, is another timeline where corporations ran everything, and Umbrella was the biggest corporation. So the corporations have more power than the federal government, right? So you can imagine what could go wrong. No oversight.
Well,
So-
the JFK assassination could go wrong with Umbrella because Umbrella was used there. So
Okay, well, we could go into the assassination too if you want.
No.
But,
you could go down so many different rabbit holes and give so much
we still
information.
got
My
to do
God.
that video. We got that video. Is this a 1 hour segment?
We can go a little bit longer. No, yeah,
Okay.
we go hour and a
I
half.
want you to play that video at the end, and also I want you
Okay.
listeners to buy tickets. Okay, supersoldiercon.com. Okay,
Yeah,
so
People are already talking about how they want to be there for all the different people that are there. So it's good.
Yeah. And we need you to buy the VIP tickets. Great. We need.
That's where I would have. Yeah, we would have been VIP. And who knows? Maybe we'll figure out how to get there. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so what was your question before we got a little distracted?
The umbrella. So the JFK assassination, there was signaling with an umbrella. The umbrella group.
Let me tell you. Okay, so we have different time travel divisions, which we know about Montauk, right? So some of these time travel divisions operate in their own pocket reality outside of time, and they can influence the different timelines. So when Kennedy was there was no intervention. Well, there would have been intervention. They would have gone after that. Who was the shooter? I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the
James Files was there, and
I was thinking about the Lincoln.
Nicoletti.
I was talking about the Lincoln one earlier.
All right. The time travel stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the Patsies, right? But so they found in that particular timeline, Kennedy was doing coke with his brother, and they were doing orgies in office. So he had access to the nuclear launch codes, right? And the was it the Bay of Pigs? What the campaign in Cuba went terribly wrong, and of course the Soviets got involved, right? So nukes started going everywhere, and so resetting the timeline, going back in time, right? We allow the assassination to take place. The killer himself was he had a invisibility belt. The gun was brought in through the ventilation ducts, and it was brought in, of course, according to Jimmy Payne. He said he brought it in when he was 8 years old at the same time. Yeah, the Apollo missions. So then it was given to the shooter, and then he walked right past the cop as down the book depository, right? And of course, nobody suspected a child would have been involved too. So yeah, they've had invisibility tech since at least the 1950s, and there's a lot we're not being told. So, I mean, I hate to say, we don't want to see the death of a president, right? But if the timeline is better with it, then I think maybe it was probably for our best interests. But I'm not the one making the decisions. No, that's what a super soldier does, right? Okay. So ACIO, the Advanced Contact Intelligence Organization, is a cabal organization based out of Area 51 and Pine Gap. So their job is to go to other parallel realities and bring back technology to ours and trade with the cabal. So you could say maybe their own separate entity, but they get their benefits. They work with the cabal. So So like, for example, one thing they would do is go to the alternate timeline where the Nazis won World War II. And in that timeline, everybody's driving Mercedes and BMWs, right? And there's a battery that has a 50,000 mile charge, and it comes right off the lot, right? So it's like, great. It only costs $5,000, whatever, of course they're using marks over there, but our equivalent, they could do in our timeline. Okay, so we go to the oil executives and the car manufacturers and, say, well, here's a great technology. Let's put it out. But these people are insane. The ones that run these corporations, they're like, oh, but we want the power. We want to control people. It's not about liberating. It's controlling them. How will we make our money, right, if we lose control? So anyway, that's just one example. I think Labyrinth. Labyrinth is a separate organization with different groups, Cortium, Numbers, Council of Five. So they maintain the security of different intergalactic groups, ET groups. So we'll skip that. Okay, we'll go. This will be a last slide today. So DARPA is one of these. Well, I mean, I don't really want to call them a planetary corporation, but they have access. They get the bottom of the rung technology, and I don't know. Stephanie is probably not the head right now. I need to update this one, but of course that's the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, founded in 1958. Again, same time as like NASA, right? So their job, of course, is to create a skunk works for the military, but they get the bottom of the rung technology from the other planetary corporations. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. Okay. You can purchase a ticket at Super Soldier Con, and I'll play this full presentation at the event.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
All right. Any other questions, or should we just play the video?
Yeah, play the video, and then we'll maybe do a few more questions.
All right. Okay. Give me a moment. There is a lot of different windows open on my computer here, but I am pretty good at locating stuff.
So there's a lot of people that they constantly ask over and over again if JFK Jr. is still alive. It's like, yes. It's like, how many times you have to be told yes before you get it?
Oh yeah.
So it's just kind of like a lot of stuff that we're talking, like DARPA. You were just talking about DARPA. DARPA seeds disinformation about a flat Earth and no space and all that kind of stuff, and people just suck it up and just go down those rabbit holes. Maybe there's something to that. They're able to, give information where they have like these zooming telescopes that stay flat. And, there is some truth to some of the stuff they put out. Of course, just like everything that's where there's disinformation, there's pieces of truth. But ultimately, we're going to find out that it's not flat, it's not round, there's something different.
Yeah, it's onion. There's like multiple dimensional layers all on top of us. So what you may see us as here, you and I, we're like some we're like some 4.5. We're not quite astral, but we're not quite fifth dimension. And once we get to these higher dimensions, next thing you know, there'll be like fairies and unicorns running around. Like, wait, how did that happen? Well, because we're going to a higher Earth, like the positive people anyway. So
some people can see them, like the Irish. They see them really well. A lot of the Irish. Some people here can see them. So it depends on your consciousness and because you can tune your vibrational field into different things. So some people can do it. Some people they don't understand and they're not going to try. So it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find this. As soon as I play this video, it might get really loud. So I don't want to scare anybody, but this is what the software does. So give me a moment here. Okay, so it's trying. I'm clicking the wrong button. I'm clicking image file instead of video. Okay, no, that might help. So let me get this video. Here we go. Okay. So go ahead.
Casting shadows across the land.
Of course, Max is not with us anymore, but Spirit he is. I think he's still got a clone out there somewhere. Anyway, what did you think? Why don't you unmute yourself? Unmute yourself. As a me, maybe there you go.
I loved it. Yeah, it was great. I love how you took everybody that's speaking there and put them into those uniforms, and that was really cool.
Oh yeah,
very well done. Fantastic.
Yeah. I probably have a position somewhere in the recruitment department. I'm just kidding. But in the future, we won't be forced into service, right? We'll have a choice.
Yeah, it'll be recruitment. You won't be like
$50,000 a year. Just sign here, right? for 300 years. Oh well.
Yeah,
okay.
I have memories of being recruited, even as a little boy. So it's been going on. The recruitment has been going on, but of course, forced placement, like a lot of people talk about, the 20-year back, and that's unfortunate. You get promised, like you talked about, free tax, no tax, and $50,000 a year, and bonuses and all that kind of stuff, and then you get back and they just wiped you, and then you start to have memories of like, hey, I'm supposed to have all these things. So that's unfortunate. Slave labor.
Yeah. So if you could go to supersoldiercon.com and purchase either a general admission or VIP ticket. We have a couples pass. It'll include your lodging, depending on what, 5 or 6 nights. You need 6 nights if you want to join us at Universal. So that's supersoldiercon.com. We also have, of course, the VIP ticket. That includes all your 12 meals. And you can also vend if you want. We have some vendor spots. We're looking for sponsors. If you want to support this new growing movement, we do need some sponsors, because I don't get any Alphabet money, and we didn't get any pension fund money or anything. So we do need your support. We need you to purchase tickets and come on out to Orlando, Florida, October 8th to the 12th. I will be there. We'll have 28 speakers now. So come on out. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks so much, James. Great information as always. Good reveal. Thanks for that reveal. Future. Definitely it's appealing future, and I think it's going to happen. There's always timelines and hiccups and stuff that can happen, but it's pretty locked in, I believe. So thanks a lot for sharing that. And we look forward to, more shows. Who knows, maybe YouTube's going to let us keep playing here, but remains to be seen. We'll see if this stays up, and if it does, we'll have to have you back at least before your show, your next, before your event. So
yeah, let's see if we can make it happen. Get you there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Oh yeah. See you later.